Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will talk about the study case that been given from our lecturer, which is the type of special property. The property that been given is a rubber plantation. So let's go to the next slide. Rubber plantation is one of the agricultural land. Agricultural property can be known as land that used as a farm or ranch, or the land that have forest management on it. Agricultural are recognized as the property that have current income and expected to have interest in future. And the other of agricultural property are like palm oil plantation and dairy farm.
Okay, so next the information needed is we have to determine the average price per unit. Okay, so for example, for palm oil, the unit that will be used by palm oil is per ton, and however the unit that will be used by rubber is by per kilogram. Okay, so next the information needed is to find the similar comparables. Okay, we have to know the information of the subject property such as the tenure, the size, the location, the status. Okay, this is to find the comparables that have similar characteristic as the subject property. Okay, so this information is needed in order for the valuer to value the agricultural land.
So now we will explain to you about the information needed to conduct valuation of rubber or oil palm estate. So first, we need to determine the remaining life of the tree. We need to know the year remains for the tree to produce products because it may affect the valuation results. Usually, for oil palm, it has an economic life of about 25 years. The harvesting of the palm could begin 30 months after field planting. While for rubber, the economic life period is around 32 years, which is up to 7 years of immature phase and about 25 years of productive phase. Next is determine the average yield from past records. They need to measure the amount of agricultural production harvested per unit of land area. Usually for palm oil, peak crop yields are achieved from the age of 9 to 18 and gradually decline thereafter. While for rubber tree, it has a gestation period of 6 to 7 years before the tree is ready to be tapped. Between 7 to 10 years, a rubber tree is standard yielding followed by 10 years of maximum yield, after which the yield begins to peter out.
Next is steps involved in the calculation of investment method. The first step is to determine the remaining economic life of crops. Remaining economic life of crops can be calculated when the economic life is less with the age of trees. The economic life for oil palm trees is 23 to 25 years, while rubber is 30 years. In step 2, we need to determine the average yield from past record. If the production of fruit is in per hectare per annum, we need to multiply it with the land area. If there is no per hectare mentioned, we just divide the production with years. Then, for step 3, we need to determine the average price per unit. It will be used in calculating the profits per unit. Usually, the average price is in per metric ton or per kilogram unit. In step 4, multiply the average yield with the profits per unit to get the total net profit. Profits per unit is equal to the average price less all costs incurred such as general overhead, taxes, harvesting, transportation, and others.
Okay, for the next step, we multiply the net income with year purchase, which is YP due rate with tax. We use the remaining economic life for the YP. For the next step, the value of vacant agricultural land derived from comparables and discount at PV deferred period. For example, the area times by ringgit per hectare and times by PV, which is unexpired economic life, multiplied by I%, which is same as in YP, and we'll get the vacant land value. Okay, lastly, we sum up both values to get the market value of estate. Okay, here we also attach the example calculation for investment method. The estimated average yield will be multiplied by the profits per unit, which is the average price less cost, and we'll get the total net profit. And the total net profit will be multiplied by the YP remaining economic life, multiplied by I% and tax, which is 35%, and we'll get the total. For the reversion to bare side value, it will be calculated by area times by ringgit per hectare and times by PV, which is the economic life, multiplied by I%, and we get the total. The market value of estate will be counted by sum up both of the value. So that is all from us. Thank you.